Hello and welcome to New Parents in Training. So today I'm going to talk about something that most of the parents are very dreaded to do, but also exciting: potty training. Yeah, it's very dreaded for me. It was kind of stressful, but once we were able to get our kid potty trained, it was very exciting because we save a lot on diapers. We don't have to change all that much, and I think it's just a milestone for our kid as well. Today, I'm going to share with you our experience with potty training and some tips and tricks. Now, mind you, every kid is different, and every household living situation is very different as well. So I'm just going to cover what we have been doing with our kid, and so that way you can kind of engage to see whether or not this will work for you. Also, if you are new to our channel, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Okay, so the first tip. If you're able to find somebody else to help you with potty training, do so. One of the reasons why we need to get him potty training is the school that we need to send him to, or the daycare center, they require kids to be potty trained. Now, for some school or daycare center, they actually teach the kid how to potty train. So in that regard, you could skip all the steps to just straight send your kid to those kind of school and have the teacher or caretaker to help you with that. Now, mind you, this will only cover the daytime potty training, but nighttime you still have to help your kid with that. But eventually it should be coming handy once the daytime is done. We started to potty train when our kid turned 24 months. You could start doing much sooner than that or a little bit later. It's really up to your kid. So that leads to the second tip is timing. For potty training to work, you do require a set of time that's you just have to go cold turkey, like no diaper for that X amount of days. So for us, it was 3 days. Stretch out a little bit to 4 days. The fourth day was kind of just making sure everything was done correctly. Now for those 3 days, we didn't go out. We have to do everything indoor, and we have to prep for those 3 days to make sure that we're able to train our kid the way that it was intended to. So that leads to my next tip, which is to prep for those days that you're going to spend indoor. Now, you don't want to just go blindly into, oh, I have days off, so let me just dive right in to start potty training my kid when I have those days off. But you should prep beforehand. What do I mean by prepping is that you need to get something like this for here, a floor potty. This is a great time to kind of hit up your friends, especially those who already have kids that's a little bit grown. And if they have a floor potty at home, then you can just borrow from them, right? We didn't buy all four of this. We borrowed some for our friends. Look, they all made from plastic. It's okay to use the used one. They're very easy to clean. Now, this four, they're not equal. This three I actually prefer, but not this summer one. This one, it looks cool, and it looks like a smaller version of a toilet, and even make noise once you hit the flush button, and you can actually put stuff on top. But there's an issue with this one. Too many parts that you need to remove to clean, and sometimes if you grab the wrong part, the whole thing might fall off. So when you carry this, you actually have to carry from the bottom in case the top comes off. Yeah, this one is not user-friendly, that's what I'm trying to get at. For this three, this one is from IKEA, this two is from Baby Joint, and they are very easy to remove. So, and especially for the Baby Joint, look at the back. So you can just grab with one hand. They're very light, very easy to clean. So when your kid has to go, especially on the first day, you just want to use one hand to grab this and wherever your kid goes. Now, the reason why I have four of this here is, remember, everybody's living situation is a little bit different. Now, for us, our house is a little bit big, has 2 floors, so the kid roam around, and especially on the first couple of days, we want to make sure that we're able to catch the kid in action. So we actually set up 2 floor potty at each floor. So that way, whenever the kid needs to go, we have something relative close by for us to catch him. Now, ideally, you should have the floor potty in your bathroom. because that's where you do your number 1 and number 2, and that's where you should teach your kid to do so as well. For us, we just want to be close by. And also, if you're living in a small apartment, then you probably just need 1, right? So you don't need 4. So for us, it's just convenience to have 4. All right, so one thing you need to keep in mind, I mentioned that you get the floor potty early, right? But don't show it to the kid yet. Otherwise, the kid might see it too frequent, and before you actually having to potty train, the kid might think this is a toy. It's not something that he actually going to use to pee or poop in there. So yeah, don't confuse the kid. Take it out when you are ready to start potty training, but get it before that. You should also think about activities to do on those 3 days you're going to be at home. Whether or not to buy new toys to keep the kid busy, because toddler at that age is very restless, and you want to make sure that since you're not going outside, you want to make sure that the kid has enough activity at home for you guys to do. The day of the potty training, you should increase the amount of liquid the kid is intaking. Don't get too much, too much liquid is not always good, but enough to have the kid need to go pee most of the time, because practice makes perfect. So the more chance that your kid needs to go number 1 or number 2, the more chance the kid will get to know, okay, this is what I need to do when I need to go. For us, it was really good because we have a juicer at home. So that way we can actually use the whole entire time to have the activity of cutting up fruits, vegetable, and juice it. So that's a good 30 to 45 minutes of time to spend with the kid just on that one activity alone. And also prepare more of a different type of variety of drinks. Ideally, it would be something healthy, such as yogurt or different type of pouches that the kid can drink. The more that the kid drink, then you will start noticing, which is the next tip, the telltale sign the kid would do when your kid needs to go. So for our kid, when he's holding his pee and he wanted to go, he would do a little dance or his toes start moving. If the kid is unable verbally expressing his feeling, then you could just grab on the floor potty and bring to him, and having to pee or poop at that moment, or to bring the kid, hold the kid and bring the kid to the floor potty yourselves. So at 18 months and beyond is at the perfect point where the kid may be able to either verbally or physically express their feeling in regard of the need to go. So it's really easy to spot number 1. And for us, the way that we can spot whether or not the kid needs to go number 2 is that we see a pattern for all this time that we're spending with him, is that usually he will go number 2 once in the morning and then once after lunch. So we know during those times we need to put the kid by the floor potty and be ready to go. Humans are a creature of habits, right? So that's our kids' routine, and we just follow the routine and just kind of have the kid to lead us to see whether or not he need to go number 1 or number 2. All right, so the next tip I wanted to give is after your kid has gone through the motion of doing number 1 and number 2, for us, we actually give him praises such as words of affirmation. Oh, you did a good job. Oh, that was awesome. Way to go. Things that to reaffirm the kid that he's doing what he's supposed to do. Now, I know that some other parents would give them a treat. For us, we didn't go that route because our kid would never really give him candies per se to start out with. We don't have that much candy at home anyway. So that we just didn't go that route. Way to go. Way to go. All right. Good job. For some other parents, they might give the kid a sticker to kind of reward them. But for us, our kid never really into stickers, so that didn't really work out. So it really depends on your kid. But just keep in mind, do not ever bribe your kid, such as, if you go number 1 or number 2, I'll give you a candy. No, don't do that. Do it after the fact, because that will reaffirm their action instead of, this is what you need to do in order to get this. No. All right, so let me share with you our experience, what we have gone through the first 3 days with the potty training. So we did it over the Labor Day weekend, and because my wife is not working, it's holiday, we're able to set aside those time and stay home. On the first day, our kid is fully unclothed, so we don't want him to get confused with having pants on and he start peeing and pooping in the pants thinking that's a diaper. So once we get that started, then we start doing activities such as juicing, giving juice, and having start drinking liquid. So once he start drinking more liquids, and not for long, we start noticing some of the telltale signs that he has to go pee. Initially, he really liked this summer toilet because it resembled adult toilet that he's seen us been using. So, oh yeah, one other tip is try to have your kid to see you pee, especially at the toddler age. They really like to mimic what adults been doing. So having your kid to see you pee into a toilet bowl, then it will let him know that he probably need to do that down the road as well. It will not be a strange idea for him. So initially he really liked the summer, but I started noticing it's just really hard because every time he pee or poop, and there's too many parts need to come off and get washed. Yeah, and later on we just have to use something like this three. And because how easy to transport this, a lot of times when the kid need to go right away, then we just hurry up and bring this to him if we are unable to bring the kid to the potty itself. It was really helpful. We both at home, and the first day there was a lot of stress from both sides, especially for our little kid, because it's totally strange idea for him. Initially, he refused to. He would just hold the pee for a really long time. But eventually, in the afternoon time, he started getting idea of what is going on. So on day 2, in the daytime, we have him unclothed and continue to go through the routine to have him to get used to the potty and pee in there and drink more liquid at the same time as well. But in the afternoon, we start closing him. So that way he knows that even though he's been closed, he has pants on, he's not supposed to pee and poop in his pants. On the third day, it's pretty much all set. So he knows, or he will tell us what he needs to do. A lot of times he just run toward the potty, but because he having some issue to pulling down pants, we will hurry up and go there and help him, and he will just start peeing in the potty themselves. On the 4th day, we're pretty much just kind of making sure, double checking everything to make sure that he really knows what he's supposed to do. But on the 4th day, he already had it down because we spent like 3 days totally staying home and just have him to do the only thing that he need to learn for those 3 days. So it was really helpful to set aside those time. So on the 4th day, we actually went out about and then to walk around with the kid, and then we come home, and he was able to hold his pee out until he come home and to pee, because he is getting used to the idea of having a pee in the potty. So like I said, we have done the potty training for daytime. Now, as I mentioned throughout this video, everyone's living situation is a little bit different. For nighttime, we haven't done so yet because the fact that our kid is actually sleeping in a different room than us. So it's very difficult for the adults to wake up in the middle of the night to go help the kid potty. Now, for other parents, it might be a little bit different because if you're living in an apartment, one bedroom apartment or 2 bedroom, it's easier for you to get to the kid. So if the kid need to go in the middle of the night, he or she might start fussing, then you will know that the kid need to go potty. Then the nighttime training and the daytime training can happen all at once. But for us, unfortunately, at this time, we just haven't done the nighttime potty. But when we get there, we will cross the bridge. By then, I'll also share with you our experience with the nighttime training. Right, so the 3 day is not a magical number that we just pull out from the hat. A lot of experts said that 3 to 4 days should be sufficient enough to potty train the kid. Now, doesn't mean that the kid is fully potty trained. There will be accidents, which is completely fine. And you just need to make sure that 9 out of 10 times the kid is able to make it to the potty to pee. For us, an accident happens quite often after those initial 4 days. Things like he accidentally pee in his pants on the way home while he was inside the car seat. So that happened once. And then of course, accident happened when he wanted to go poop, but he didn't make it to the potty in time. That also happened. But every time that happened, just make sure that you don't scold the kid. Make sure you comfort the kid and just let the kid know that you are there with the kid. Do not ever scare the kid to potty train or be afraid of doing so. Always follow with the affirmation and say, oh, you have done it. This is awesome. And things of that sort. And to reaffirm the kid what they are doing is the correct things to do. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, bye.